Happy Friday, TGIF. We're going to talk about a couple of credit cards that you can apply for right now without a hard pull. These are credit cards that will actually give you a pre-qualification, let you know if you're going to get these credit cards without pulling your credit. This is a great strategy to basically figure out where you are in your credit journey. By doing a pre-qualification, it can help you determine if you'll qualify for other type of credit cards. For instance, you can use a pre-qualification for the Apple card to get an idea of how you'll qualify for the the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Keep in mind, during this economic climate, it's super important to check your data points before going out and applying for things all willy-nilly. You definitely want to make sure that you're in position to avoid any denials. Also, keep in mind that because of the economic condition, the banks are constantly changing their algorithms and they are tightening up and becoming even more conservative of what they are looking for when they lend. Some banks are actually just completely changing their lending criteria. Things that were at one point were not important are now becoming that much more important. So this is where pre-qualifications are going to come in. Pre-qualifications will allow you to basically window shop for credit and for credit cards. Is window shopping because there's really no commitment. You're going to input your data, your name, address, all that good stuff, your social. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for checking in. Definitely make sure you like and share this out with multiple people. We're going to be going over how to pre-qualify for multiple credit cards. We're looking at about 15 different banks that you can pre-qualify for today to see if you can pre-qualify them today to check your eligibility for their cards. The great thing about this, you get the window shop. There's no commitment, there's no impact to your credit score, and it basically gives you a good idea of how you'll be able to go about your funding spree without hurting your credit. Because we know hard inquiries will cause your credit to drop anywhere from 1 to 10 points for each and every inquiry that you do. I use applications all the time with my clients before we submit any hard apps. So I'll do like 3 or 4 different pre-qualifications. Based on those pre-qualifications, that'll essentially give me an idea of what to expect when we submit an application. If I hit 3 different pre-qualifications and all of them say no, we can't accept you, or there are no offers available for you at this time, I don't even move forward. We just say, hey, let's keep looking at your credit profile. Let's make sure that your business is set up properly so that we can get you the funding that you need. Now, keep in mind, pre-qualifications are a very strong indication if you'll get approved, but they're not guarantees. So it's highly possible that the bank can pre-approve you, as they say, then turn around and deny you. At that point, you do have other options, such as calling their reconsideration line or even submitting a complaint with the CFPB against that bank. Other times, you can simply just check your personal credit, check your profile, make sure it's in order, and then just do the pre-qualification again, I would say in a couple of weeks or even within 30 days. So let's get into it. I love being able to do pre-qualifications as it really, a lot of my clients, they may be a little bit apprehensive about being able to get approved for a credit card. So with that, instead of them wondering and guessing and being afraid, They don't have, it eliminates all of the guesswork out of it. You submit your pre-approval. If you qualify, this means that you're going to get the card. And if you don't qualify, no harm, no foul. Okay. So during this, we're going to go through a few of these. And if you guys want any help with your credit, whether it's your personal credit, double checking your business credit or your business profile to see and make sure that you're in position, then you could definitely set up a discovery call with me. We could talk about your goals, review your credit, your business credit, and see if there's a card you may qualify for. Okay. You could definitely do that using the link for a 30-minute consultation that I have pinned in the comments. So we're going to go through a couple of different cards. I got fintechs on the list. I have some credit unions on the list, and I have some big banks on the list. I'm going to give you the names so that way you'll be able to search up. And when you're searching these, you're going to go to Google and you're just going to type in the name of the bank, pre-qualification. These are going to be specifically pre-qualifications for credit cards. Some of these banks also have pre-qualifications for their other products, such as pre-qualification for a personal loan, or even a pre-qualification for a mortgage. You'll definitely be able to go to the bank's main website and also complete those pre-qualifications as well to see what type of offers they have for you. I highly recommend doing that if you're in the market for those other type of products. If you're looking for a personal loan to do some debt consolidation and pay off your credit cards, or if you're in the market for a house, it's an amazing thing to do a pre-qualification for a home, so you already have a pretty good idea of how much you pre-qualify for a house. Right. When a couple of things before you start to do a pre-qualification, before you hop on these websites, is make sure that all of your credit your your credit reports are unfrozen. So you want to unfreeze TransUnion, unfreeze Equifax, unfreeze Experian. If you have any fraud alerts, you want to remove the fraud alerts. You can remove the fraud alerts by sending in a letter to the credit reporting agencies or by calling them and asking them to remove it. The reason for that is if you have a fraud alert or a freeze on your credit report, you're not going to get any pre-approval offers. Okay? It blocks it. It blocks anybody from accessing your credit reports. So make sure those are removed before you do any pre-qualifications. I've actually attempted to do funding with a few of my clients who didn't tell me that they did not tell me that they had fraud alerts and freezes on their credit report, and we got denied. So we doubled back, removed those fraud alerts and freezes, and then I ended up getting them like $30,000. So make sure those freezes and those fraud alerts are removed. All right. So let's get into it. Again, if you, as we go through this, if you're not getting any pre-approvals, maybe there's something else on your report that you need to take care of prior to going for any kind of funding. Click the link that's pinned to the comments and we can go through your credit report, see what you need to do to get in position so that you can get the maximum amount of funding possible. So let's start with major banks that have pre-approvals. We have American Express. American Express just maybe like 2 years ago came out with their Apply with Confidence program. With this particular program, what this means is that it's a pre-qualification tool. The great thing about this is that they also guarantee that you'll get approved if it shows that you have pre-qualified for one of the cards that come up. Now, when you use this tool, American Express has a plethora of credit cards. They have over 14 credit cards in their arsenal. When you use the tool, it will show you literally a whole list of every card you pre-qualify for, right? So using this tool, you'll automatically know if you apply for this card, you will get approved. That's why they call it the Apply with Confidence rule. Another big bank that has pre-approved is Bank of America. You get pre-approved for any of their personal cards. They do have zero interest rates for 9 months. Truist, hold on, let me see. OEM, best card with high limit. They all have pretty high limits. So when you asking for best card, it really depends on you and what you're looking for. What best card has the longest zero interest period? What card has the best cash back? What card has the best miles? Which card has the best protections? I mean, any card can get you a high credit limit, and then it depends on what you consider to be a high credit limit. Are you talking about $80,000, 25, 50,000? So there's a lot of things to consider when you're looking at a credit card. If you're just hunting for a high credit limit, you can get that with any credit card. Most credit cards have at least a max lending of $25,000. All right. Truist has Truist actually their pre-qualification is pretty dope because you can using their pre-qualification website, you can get their credit cards with a soft pull. You pre-qualify, it'll show you all the cards, and then the card that's at the highest point, the card at the top, that's the one you are most likely to get approved for. Now what I did with Truist is that I did the pre-qualification. My Equifax was unfrozen because they pull Equifax. Then I froze the Equifax after getting pre-qualified, and I clicked submit, and they approved me for the credit card. So that way I was able to get a Truist credit card with no hard pull. You guys can try that technique and see if it works for you. Capital One has a pre-qualification tool. Also, Discover has a pre-qualification tool. Now, something a little obscure credit card is the FNBO, their Evergreen card. They have a pre-qualification access to it, so you have to be in their geo footprint to pre-qualify for their card. You also have the GM card and the Apple card. Both of them are underwritten by Goldman Sachs, and they act is very similar. Well, they're both underwritten by Goldman Sachs, and they're going to pull from TransUnion. The great thing about the GM card and the Apple card pre-approval is that they tell you exactly how much your credit limit is going to be before you accept the card. Other cards, other banks, they don't tell you the exact amount. They'll just tell you whether or not you'll get the card. But the dope thing is that GM and Apple can tell you the exact amount they're going to give you. I use this as a litmus test to figure out how much money I can get from the other banks. So, for instance, I had a client who she just got out of credit repair, and we did the pre-approval because before working with me, she was just getting denied for everything. So I looked at the credit report after she got out of credit repair. She still had some work that needed to be done. She still had 3 charge-offs on the account. So keep that in mind. If you got charge-offs, negatives, all of these things will affect your ability to get pre-approved. It will affect how much you're going to get pre-approved for. So we did the Apple Play, and she only got like $700 on a credit card. Real disrespectful. Real disrespectful. But what that did was that encouraged her to go for more credit. On the business side, she banks with Bank of America. Bank of America gave her $3,000 at zero interest. Now, that's not a lot of money. We know that. But for someone who went from never getting approved, never qualifying for anything, to now having access to nearly $4,000 in revolving credit, she was happy with that. We went on to get her even more approvals. Eventually, we got her approvals for about $43,000. Credit unions. Credit unions are hidden gems, right? For those that stayed, now you guys are going to get some amazing credit unions that you can pre-qualify for. First one, we have American Eagle Credit Union. They have multiple credit cards that you can apply for. And some of the great things, of course, that there's no annual fee. With credit unions, Freak asked about high limits. Guess what? Credit unions typically tell you what type of credit unions will tell you what credit limits are on their credit cards. So with American Eagle Credit Union, their credit cards go up to $30,000 each. And they have a pre-qualification tool. All right. They're located out of Cincinnati. Oh, I'm sorry, Connecticut. Connecticut. CT is Connecticut. Next, we have NASA Federal Credit Union here in the DMV area. They have a pre-qualification tool. I've seen people just using the pre-qualification tool, they get about 20, I've seen 20, $25,000 on from their pre-qualification tool. Now, NASA is very particular with their pre-qualification tool. So make sure that your if you had a fraud alert or a freeze on your report, I would say wait about 2-3 days after you remove that fraud or freeze before applying for the NASA credit union. I'm sorry, before doing any pre-approvals with NASA. Sometimes when you remove the fraud or the freeze, it takes a couple of hours for it to update across all the different databases. Another one is called, of course, we know Navy Federal has pre-qualifications. uh, Navy Federal pre-qualification is particularly for their members. So you're already a member of Navy, you can take advantage of their pre-qualification tool by checking the offers in your app. And with their pre-qualification, you don't have to fill out another application or anything. If you pre-qualify, it will tell you that you pre-qualify. Another credit union that does pre-qualifications is DCU, Digital Credit Union. You must be a member, and they actually have a whole section for pre-qualification offers. It'll be either a yellow button that already says you're pre-qualified, and all you do is click the button and just go through to submit your app and then accept the offer. Or if you're not pre-qualified, the button will be green and it'll say apply now. When you do apply now, then that's a full blown application. You're not pre-qualified. You're kind of hoping that you get the product. Okay. Another Another one is Dover Federal Credit Union. So their Dover is in, hold on, let me make sure I got them. Dover is in Delaware, right? So this is Dover Federal Credit Union located in Delaware. Their credit card goes up to $50,000. It's a soft pull pre-qualification. You'll be able to see if it's going to take them about 2 minutes to let you know if you pre-qualify. After you pre-qualify and accept the offer, it will be a hard pull on Experian. Okay. Lastly, we got U.S. Alliance Federal Credit Union. And these are just some. These are not these are not all the credit unions that do pre-qualifications. There are a lot more, and I highly recommend what you all can do is actually just go to Google and you can type in your state and say, or even better, credit unions near me, right? Credit unions near me. And Google will actually do the searching for you. You don't even have to do deep dive into forums and things like that. It'll bring up all the credit unions in your area. You'll actually be able to go directly onto each credit union's website, browse their offers, and see if they have any pre-approvals or pre-qualification tools specifically for you. I do this every couple of days. Because you never know what may change. Some of these pre-approval tools come and go. For instance, Chase pre-approval tool, Chase Bank, it comes and goes. It's not always available. and it's only available sometimes for a short period, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a month. So U.S. Alliance Financial. Happy holiday, by the way, too. It's Memorial Day weekend. Everybody, I know we're looking towards that. So U.S. Alliance Financial actually located here in Maryland, right? They're scattered throughout the DMV area between Southern Maryland, Clinton, all the way into Virginia or Northern Virginia, Alexandria, right? So definitely check them out. They do have a pre-qualification tool available. Some fintechs that you can take a look at that do pre-qualifications. You know, Apple, that's technically can be considered a fintech, even though it's underwritten by Goldman Sachs. You also have the Petal card, Petal. That is underwritten by Web Bank. That is another online card you can pre-approve for. Also, the Gemini card. That's based on your crypto accounts, right? If you are into crypto, you can pre-approve with the Gemini card. We went through several cards. So for those that may be late, I'm going to run through them again really quickly. These are cards that you can pre-approve, apply for pre-approvals right now. Pre-approvals are soft pull. There's no impact to your credit. If you need help with your credit, whether you're trying to figure out if your credit report is in good condition, what things would you need to do to your credit in order to maximize it so that you can get more pre-approval offers, definitely go ahead, book that 30-minute consultation with me. Just use the link right there. I'll be more than happy to help you with your credit journey. American Express, that's pre-approvals. Bank of America, Truist, the Discover card, Capital One, FNBO, that's the First National Bank of Omaha, Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is our two fintechs. That's the GM card for General Motors and the Apple card. Credit unions. We have American Eagle Credit Union, Dover Federal Credit Union, NASA Credit Union, Navy Federal. Navy Federal will show you pre-qualifications if you are a member, and the U.S. Alliance Federal Credit Union. Lastly, another fintech is the Petal card and the Gemini crypto credit card. These are cards that you can run through today. Do all the pre-qualifications, see what you may or may not qualify for, and you can actually start building up your own funding sequence in this particular way with no impact to your credit score. It completely eliminates the risk of running credit card applications. All right. So I appreciate everybody that's tapping in. Remember to like, subscribe. My name is Jamal. I'm the credit protector. I help small business owners improve their credit and get access to capital. This is just one of the many ways that I help. You want to book a one-on-one consultation with me, feel free to click the link and check out the links in the description and the links in my bio. Hope you found this helpful. Leave me a like. We'll talk soon. Enjoy your holiday weekend. Peace.